verse 1, Yahweh Aleph, chapter 5. Everyone who believes that Yahushua is the Messiah has been born of Yahweh. Everyone who believes that Yahushua is the Messiah has been born of Yahweh. And everyone who loves the one bringing forth also loves the one having been born of him. Like when Messiah speaks about how hypocrites, the Pharisees, were claiming they loved the fruit but hated the tree. They claim to love Yahweh, yet hated Mashiach, his son, and his works. They were jealous. So everyone who believes that Yahushua is the Messiah has been born of Yahweh. That is wonderful news, because we believe, so that's it. We have been born of Yahweh. So now we should act as children of Yahweh. We should be an example that our Father is the creator of all. And everyone who loves the one bringing forth also loves the one having been born of him. That's why the Pharisees, they didn't know Yahweh. They did not have the true creator as their leader. It was Satan, whom they worshiped through their commandments of men, according to the interpretation that they had that was pure letter. By the fact that they hated Mashiach, they showed that they hated Yahweh. Because if you love the Father, then you love the Son. You cannot claim to love the Father but hate the Son. And imagine what the Father would feel if he notices any hate towards his Son coming from a supposed friend. And everyone who loves the one bringing forth also loves the one having been born of him. By this we know that we love the children of Yahweh, when we love Yahweh and guard his commands. By this we know that we love the children of Yahweh, when we love Yahweh and guard his commands. This is important. We love Yahweh. How do we show that? By fulfilling his commandments, right? That is written. We've talked about it a lot, but look at this. By this we know that we love, by this we know that we love the children of Yahweh, our brethren, when we love Yahweh and guard his commandments. And what are his commands? Love your neighbor as yourself, honor your father and mother, do not steal, do not give false testimony, etc. Because if you fulfill his commandments, you are actually showing love to your neighbor. And that is how you show that you love the children of Yahweh. Because my point is, there are people who will claim to be children of Yahweh and will be accusing others of not having love because of how they feel about a certain thing, about their opinion, in their inclination to evil in their heart, the deceitful heart. So because of what they feel in their flesh, they judge a person. Because they don't feel love, they claim a person is not a child of Yahweh and not fulfilling what he says. But here we see that how do we know that a person loves the brethren? If that person fulfills the commandments of Yahweh, regardless of what anybody else feels about him or feels from him. Because if that person fulfills the commandments, that person is doing nothing bad to you. He's actually doing the best he can for you, with you, even if he has to tell you that you're doing something wrong. But to many people, to be told that they're doing something wrong is an offense. So they will claim, you don't love me. Why? Because you told me I was wrong. Because you told me I have to change. Because you told me you don't like something. You don't love me. Because they believe that love is actually to tolerate evil. And that's how they put it also when it comes to homosexuality and all of that. The fact that we are against homosexuality, they claim, is hate. That it is, and well, as you know, and they use a lot of that, and well, it's pretty hypocritical because some people use the fact that Yahweh is love to say that homosexuality is good because they love. Yeah, man loves a man, and a female loves a female in a sexual way, of course, which is all that they sadly think about. But then others claim that Yahweh is hate because he is against homosexuality. So there are two extremes claiming that they're talking about the same entity, and neither know the real mighty one, Yahweh. Because if they knew Yahweh, they would be out of that way of life or way to death. By this, we know that we love the children of Yahweh when we love Yahweh and guard his commandments. For this is the love for Yahweh, that we guard his commands, and his commands are not heavy. It is huge and beautiful to be understood. Because a lot of people are against Yahweh because they believe that his commands are heavy. They are hard to fulfill. They are boring. And that means they don't know the commandments. They were taught different commandments, commandments of men, wrong interpretations. Or they are so much in the flesh that to think according to the spirit is way too hard. Because their love is towards the world. So the spirit will be hateful to them. For this is the love for Yahweh, that we guard his commands, and his commands are not heavy. That is wonderful. When you love Yahweh, he will make it easy for you to fulfill his commandments. And one of the easiest ways is by giving you understanding of them. Sinning is heavy because of what you have to carry after you sin. Like Cain said, that his sin was too heavy to be carried. But to fulfill the commandments is actually to take away any of those burdens. We must carry the burden of Mashiach, and that is, for instance, to be hated by the world for believing in him, to be rejected, etc. But in him, that is no issue, to be hated by the world, for you realize what the world is. So his commands are not heavy, because everyone having been born of Yahweh overcomes the world. Like I was saying, he who is born of Yahweh overcomes the world. So it is the world that makes things heavy. We could even say it is the world that is made of matter, and only matter is heavy. So those who are part of the world will find everything to be heavy. But when you become of the spirit, you're able to elevate yourself to the heavens, for his commands are not heavy. Because everyone having been born of Yahweh overcomes the world. And this is the overcoming that has overcome the world. Our belief in the Messiah, whom we haven't seen, but we know that he came, died, and resurrected, and is sitting at the right hand of the Father. That belief overcomes the world, and whatever the world may throw at you, even though it may be hard for the flesh, no matter what the world will throw at you, to have that belief, which is to know in that which you haven't seen, will make you overcome the world. And I repeat, whatever the enemy or the world wants to throw at you, because death itself cannot stop you, and death is the worst thing, quote unquote, that this reality gives. But in fact, in Mashiach is freedom. So, and this is the overcoming that has overcome the world, our belief. And obviously I mean freedom because it leads us to the true life, eternal. Who is the one who overcomes the world? But he who believes that Yahushua is the son of Yahweh. Important that Yahushua is the son of Yahweh, not just a teacher, like Soldier just said, not just a malach, not just a prophet, the son of the Most High, creator of all that exists, he who causes to exist. Yahushua is his son. That's it. The only begotten son. That is the belief that overcomes the world. Because the world will bring every single excuse for you to not overcome it, and therefore for you to not believe that Yahushua is the son of Yahweh. That's why the Pharisees couldn't accept it and decided to kill him. Because he didn't fit the worldview, for they were part of the world. Who is the one who overcomes the world? But he who believes that Yahushua is the son of Yahweh. This is the one that came by water and blood. By water and blood. Water and blood came from his side when he died as a sign that he was dead. He came having blood, and he came in the flesh, which comes through water in a mother's womb. He was immersed in water, and then he was killed, which was represented by the immersion. Water and blood. Two liquids that connect, for instance, with the malachim and the humans. Blood is red because, well, in Hebrew, dam is blood. Edom, which is just one letter more than dam, Edom is red. Adam is human. Adama is the soil. So Yahweh took from the Adama to make Adam, and therefore his dam is Edom. Yahweh took from the soil to make men, and therefore his blood is red. So this is the one that came by water and blood. Yahushua HaMashiach. Not only by water, but by water and blood. As we have read in the book of Philippians, Mashiach, before coming as a man, he appeared also as a malach in the heavens. He appeared to every reality according to that reality. So the reality of the malachim can be represented here by the water. Water comes from above, from the heavens, from the clouds. Water always descends. So water connected to the malachim, and blood connected to humans, like I just mentioned, to sinful humanity. That's why it's red, and red represents sin, while water is see-through, and it is to clean. So Mashiach came as the water from the heavens to cleanse our blood from sin. This is the one that came by water and blood, Yahushua the Messiah, not only by water, but by water and blood. Ma'im Bedam. Well, just to show it here graphically, as I was saying, dam of blood. Adam. That's a person, a human. Edom is red. Now, as you guys know, the letter mem, when it goes in the middle or the beginning of a word, is written with this shape, but it is the same letter. So if I had a hey, we have land. So from the land, Yahweh took Adam, and therefore his blood is red, like I mentioned when I showed Edom. So Mashiach came by by water, which is ma'im, and by dam, water and blood. Now you can see how the letter mem is part of both water and blood. The letter mem represents water itself. Is the numerical value 40. So here we have 120, 130, 140 of numerical value. Just in case also, the numerical value is 40. It's also the first letter of Mashiach. Represents water, the source. This is the hen, and this is again water. So we could say how Mashiach came as the arm of Yahweh to be the water of life and fill the world with it. And dam is made by the, well, this is the N, and that would be a man and a nail. So the man who was nailed to give his blood is the door, the gate to the source. Is the gate that leads to the source. That is dam, that is blood. So his blood, it is through his blood, to be covered in his blood and to spiritually drink his blood when we drink the wine of Pesach, that we are able to enter through the door and go to the source, Yahweh. And it is the Spirit who bears witness, because the Spirit is the truth. This is important because they use these verses that we're about to read to talk about Trinity, the Trinity, which is something that came out of Catholicism because of Babel, Semiramis, Nimrod, and Tammuz. That is the Trinity that has been worshipped by the world throughout history. But Scripture says Yahweh is one. Now, he emanated the Ruach, which is female, and then through it, which is his will, the Ruach is his will, came the Messiah, which is his image, his likeness, his soul. So the Father, Mother, and Son, Yahweh, Ruach, and Yahushua, like a family, is one, but they all have one head. Like Mashiach, the Son, said, the Father is greater than I. So if one is greater than the other, we shouldn't say, like Catholics and many Christians say, that they are all the same. Because obviously, for instance, I saw somebody using these symbols on Twitter, and somebody asked, what are those? What does that mean? They're crazy. It was amazing how sad that, yeah, well, the way education is nowadays. But anyways, okay, so one obviously is equal to one. They say that 3 is equal to 1. That obviously makes no sense in many ways. Mashiach, who is the Son, so Yahweh is the mind, emanated the thought, which is the will, the Ruach, and through the thought came the word, which is Yahushua, the Messiah. So Yahweh is one, as Deuteronomy says. Mashiach is 3. And well, it's writing everything backwards because I have it in Hebrew. But now let's say Yahweh is 1. Mashiach would be 3, for in the middle is the Ruach as 2, right? And that's interesting because we have the 13 right there, right? And Yahweh is love. Yahweh is 13. Yahushua came and had 12 disciples. So they were 13. But my point here is that Yahushua, the 3, or the third, and I'm going to have to say it like this because mathematically it won't be correct either, said that he or that Yahweh was greater than him, the first. Obviously, the first is greater than anybody who comes afterwards. So Yahushua, who came third, said Yahweh is greater. This symbol is completely something different than this, that is equal. To Christianity, this is the Trinity. But scripture says that this is reality. For Yahushua said, Yahweh is greater than I. Yahweh is greater than Mashiach. So Yahweh is one. And Yahushua is one with Yahweh. And through Mashiach, we become one with Yahweh. For Yahweh is one. Now, let me go back to this. This is the one that came by water and blood. Yahushua the Messiah, not only by water, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit who bears witness, because the Spirit is the truth, right? The Spirit of truth. The Spirit of Yahweh is the truth, because we just saw that there is a spirit of error, a spirit of delusion. So it's not just talking about any spirit, it's talking about the Spirit of truth. And only the Spirit using the water and blood used by Mashiach can give us testimony that Mashiach came and died for our sins. So we receive through the Ruach understanding that Mashiach came through water and blood. And it is the Spirit who bears witness, because the Spirit is the truth. Because there are three who bear witness. Because there are three who bear witness. The Spirit and the water and the blood. And the three are in agreement. Some translations say, I repeat, they use these verses that we are reading to say that the Trinity is a thing. But here it's talking about agreement, not oneness. It's talking about oneness in terms of witness. The testimony that they give is the same, is one, but they are three: blood, water, and spirit. And the three bear witness that Mashiach came through water, gave his blood to give us his spirit. But obviously, we cannot say that blood is spirit. We cannot say the water is blood. And I'm saying that because of what is following. The Spirit and the water and the blood, and the three are in agreement. And, well, actually, let me see. Yeah, because it is in another part where it talks about the Spirit, pretty much the same, regarding how in the earth there are three who bear witness: blood, water, and spirit. But in heaven as well, we have three who bear witness: the Father, the Son, and the Ruach. And they are one. We already saw that, actually. And they are one, but they are one in the same testimony, the same witness. Or we could say they are one like a family is one. But a family is made up of members, father, mother, children. And who is the head? The Father. So Yahweh is the head. Yahweh is one. It was his will to have a family, and that is the Ruach and his son, and then us through his son. And we are one with him, like Mashiach said, and he prayed for us to become one with him like he is one with him. But Yahushua said he is greater than I. So that is important to understand. So if we receive the witness of men, the witness of Yahweh is greater, because this is the witness of Yahweh which he has witnessed concerning his son. If we receive witness of men like they do in court, the witness of Yahweh is greater. Of course, he knows everything. He made everything. And this is interesting because Yahushua came and said, I did not come to give testimony of myself. I didn't come to witness of myself. He came, first of all, as a lawyer, but when it comes to bear testimony, he came to give witness of Yahweh, the Creator, the Father. So he did not come to talk about himself. He came to talk about Yahweh, to preach of Yahweh. And he said, there's another one who gives testimony of me, and that is his malach, who he sends in the end times. Like he says in Revelation, I am sending my malach, the faithful witness, to give testimony to the congregations. So Yahushua gives testimony of the Father gives testimony of the Son. So the Father comes as the last, one of the two witnesses, to give testimony of the Son in the end time. So if we receive the witness of men, the witness of Yahweh is greater, because this is the witness of Yahweh, which he has witnessed concerning his Son. The one who believes in the Son of Yahweh has the witness in himself, because that belief testifies. The one who believes in the Son of Yahweh has the witness in himself. The one who does not believe in Yahweh has made him a liar. The one who does not believe Yahweh and everything that he said in scriptures is claiming that he is a liar. If a person says that scriptures are filled with lies, they are claiming Yahweh is a liar. The one who does not believe Yahweh has made him a liar, because he has not believed the witness that Yahweh has given concerning his Son. By Yahweh resurrecting the Messiah, he gave the most amazing testimony of who that man is. And still people didn't accept that witness. They started a rumor. So, because he has not believed the witness that Yahweh has given concerning his Son. And this is the witness, that Yahweh has given us everlasting life. And this life is in his Son. And this is the witness, the testimony, that Elohim, that Yahweh has given us everlasting life. And this life is in his Son. So he gave us life, but the only way to experience that life is by accepting his Son. Yet people have an issue with that. So they won't receive the gift. He who possesses the Son possesses life. He who possesses the Son possesses life. It's interesting that Yishai, the father of David, the king, from whom Mashiach came, can be translated as he who possesses. He who possesses the Son possesses life. He who does not possess the Son of Yahweh does not possess life. So there are a lot of people who are walking around while dead. Well, there are some who are believed to be dead that are very much alive. Abraham, for instance. He who possesses the Son possesses life. He who does not possess the Son of Yahweh does not possess life. I have written this to you who believe in the name of the Son of Yahweh. I have written this to you who believe in the name of the Son of Yahweh. How important. It doesn't just say, I have written this to you who believe in the Son. No, because there would be many false prophets, like we just saw in the previous chapter. The spirit of delusion, the spirit of error, test every spirit to see if they are of Yahweh or not. I have written this to you who believe in the name of the Son of Yahweh, so that you know that you possess everlasting life, and so that you believe in the name of the Son of Yahweh. So I have written this to you who believe in the name, so that you believe in the name even more. I have written this to you who believe in the name of the Son of Yahweh, so that you know that you possess everlasting life, and so that you believe in the name of the Son of Yahweh. How important it is that he has to confirm it in the same verse. Has to say it twice in one verse. And this is the boldness that we have in him. That if we ask whatever according to his desire, he hears us. Obviously, if we are asking the Almighty for something that is evil, even if the person asking for it thinks is good, Yahweh won't do it because that is not what he does. He is good. His desire is good. So we must ask him according to who he is. You cannot ask the good to bring evil. And this is the boldness that we have in him, that we ask whatever according to his desire, he hears us. So that's why we must ask for what we may think that we need and want, but always make sure that it is always according to his desire, according to his will, not according to ours. For we know that his will is perfect, while ours, by not understanding everything, will have issues. So, and this is the boldness that we have in him, that if we ask whatever according to his desire, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of him. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of him. And that is important, that we know, not that we think, not that we expect, not that we hope, that we know. That's why the word we say at the end of a prayer is amen, which means certainly. Meaning what I just asked, I will receive it with certainty. I am certain of that. I know that. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of him. If anyone sees his brother sinning a sin not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life for those not sinning unto death. There is a sin unto death. I do not say that he should pray about that. So if a person who claims to be a brother commits a sin that is not of death, then we should pray for the Father to restore that person, for that person to realize it, to leave that sin, etc. But if we see a person who believes in or claims to believe and knows Yahweh and came to know Mashiach committing a sin of death, we shouldn't pray for that, because that is way too bad, in the sense that that is a sin that will take him out of the congregation and therefore won't fit with the prayers for the congregation. In the sense that that person, through the act, through the decision to commit an act like that of sin unto death, that person is asking for what that person will receive. And this is important because also we see it in Yahweh and other parts of scriptures. There are times when the Almighty tells us, don't pray for those people. There's nothing to do anymore, because we just saw that we should ask according to his desire. Yahweh didn't desire to save the Pharisees. So that's why he didn't allow the Pharisees to understand. And that's why Mashiach came speaking in parables. For only those who are according to his desire. If anyone sees his brother sinning a sin not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life for those not sinning unto death. There is a sin unto death. I do not say that he should pray about that. All unrighteousness is sin. And there is a sin not unto death. There are sins that deserve death. There are sins that don't deserve death. Deserve punishment, but not death. All unrighteousness is sin. And there is a sin not unto death. We know that everyone, having been born of Yahweh, does not sin. and we have come to believe in the name, so therefore we have been born of Yahweh. But remember, we're talking about conscious sin, about practice of sin, about sin unto death. We know that everyone having been born of Yahweh does not sin, but the one having been born of Yahweh, guards himself, and the wicked one does not touch him. So if one has been born of Yahweh, he must guard himself from sin, from evil, from unrighteousness. And by not committing unrighteousness, that person will be guarded from the wicked one, and the wicked one will not be able to touch it. When a person sins, that person is becoming vulnerable through that sin to be touched by the enemy, by the wicked one. But the one having been born guards himself, and the wicked one does not touch him. We know that we are of Yahweh, and all the world lies in the wicked one. We know that we are of Yahweh, and all the world lies in the wicked one. So we shouldn't look at the world for anything, only to save those who are not of the world yet are still in it. We know that we are of Yahweh, and all the world lies in the wicked one. And we know that the Son of Yahweh has come and has given us an understanding so that we might know the true one, not the true three, the true one. And we know that the Son of Yahweh has come and has given us an understanding so that we might know the true one. That shows that there is a false one, which they were worshiping and still worship. The Pharisees were following a false one. But Mashiach came so that we might know the true one. And we are in the true one, in his Son, Yahushua the Messiah. This is the true Elohim and everlasting life. And we are in the true one, in his Son, Yahushua the Messiah. This is the true Elohim and everlasting life. The true mighty one, the true life. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Amen. Look at that end. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Amen. Very important. It should be clear already, so he was just clear about it, real quick about it. Keep yourselves from idols, for that will pretty much void anything that was said previously by making the person blind and deaf to the Ruach. So that's how that letter ends.